I'm the only one who's fucking pizza on air.
I ate pizza already.
Why not?
You can curse, yes. Just can't drink. Your wife's gonna think you're eating dessert. No. You don't want any pizza?
No, I'm good.
By the way.
Oh, wait, I'll talk. There you go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another edition of the Volpe Bazzo Report, and more importantly, there has been a seismic activity that goes throughout the nation. And I'm not talking about an earthquake, and I'm not talking about Andy Bazzo moving over to the side of the van. I'm talking about Donald Trump is now the 45th president of the United States. Andy Bazzo, my co-host here, has been the prognosticator since day one. Kudos to you. You've been right all along.
And Brian can prove it because he was still the editor in the first column I wrote that came out on my 60th birthday, saying
How many years ago was that?
2 years now,
But
June of 15.
So first,
So-
I want credit.
So
We
Now,
had a bet going.
So there was a bet going between Darren and Andy, who the loser naturally bought a pizza.
So Darren brought in an
I
empty
was
box.
Team Hillary.
Don't listen to him.
No, it was a
He
full
brought in.
pizza.
This is what he bought. This is what he bought.
wait.
Oh, shit. Sorry about that. That was my slice anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
But this is what he bought. He bought.
if Hillary had won, Andy would have bought the pizza.
Right.
Trump wins, Darren buys it.
But he bought one slice of pizza because we didn't
I'm still eating it.
specify. And so he got his one slice of pizza. It was yesterday's.
I'm like John F. Kennedy's dad. I'm going to pay my bet, but I'm not paying for a landslide.
But this was yesterday's pizza because I know where he got this, and they're closed on Wednesday.
It was in the dumpster.
We are taping Wednesday, November 9th,
yeah.
the day after the election. That's why we know that Trump won, though I knew this all along.
I'm wearing black. I'm wearing all black today. I'm in mourning for
Big
America.
Nut, you're wearing black because you think it makes you look thinner. Same reason why I
Also,
wear black.
I have a friend who told me that a camera puts 10 pounds on you, and the's 3 cameras, which is like 30 pounds.
By the
How do you
way,
eat pizza?
Darren.
And I'm eating pizza on air.
Have you
My wife
noticed,
is horrified.
Darren? It's the first show you've done where Dominic's here.
Yeah,
This
that's
is-
right.
This is exciting.
It's amazing.
Usually
wonder-
you're in Florida.
I wonder how you two are going to get together and react to each other.
Well, I saw Darren earlier, and he was like on a ladder with a rope, and I talked him down off.
But I do. But
Dominic and I are Democrats, so we're on the big Democratic conference call a week ago when we were trying to rig the election, but that didn't go
that
well.
didn't work well.
well, actually,
We were going to rig it. Actually, all joking aside, one of the Trump spokespeople was on television, and someone in a snarky manner said, "So was the election rigged?" And they said, "This one wasn't." That's what they said. This one wasn't.
well,
I've
actually,
referred to that one.
now, to be fair, I got credit for predicting Trump from the beginning. We have to give Darren credit. He didn't do good helping get Hillary being president. He didn't do good helping Allison Volpe become state senator.
it didn't work.
But he succeeded in getting Nita Lowey reelected back to Congress against all odds.
Nita Lowey.
Her uphill battle. He got Nita Lowey reelected back.
For
and
the
he-
record, Nita was running unopposed. There's no one else.
Yeah,
to
but
vote
think
for.
about this. Think about this.
The best way to run.
Back
Back
in the 80s, when the man has killed himself when they were still in borough president, and he killed himself, and he still beat the Republican. So it's easy that
cast a
you can
deciding vote?
still lose
And be dead.
and be dead.
Dead guy.
There were a
So-
couple of them where the person had passed away actually before election.
That happened
And
this
he-
year, upstate New York.
Yes.
You lose to a dead guy.
Yeah, they lost to the dead guy.
That's when you should give up your political
Yeah, it
career.
is.
I'm taking full credit for Chuck Schumer also, though.
Yeah, but it's ironic when
That was a
when
really
that-
wise
Yes.
pick.
It's ironic when
I
Democrats
said, Chuck,
lose.
submit your petitions.
It's ironic
Yeah.
when Democrats lose to the dead guy like they did upstate. After all, how many dead guys have elected Democrats in New York
We
over the
invented
years?
that.
Well, mostly, Chicago.
But we do have to give Andy credit because he did predict this
Yes, he did.
years ago when Trump first threw his name in the ring. even though he had he tossed his name around a couple times
But
over the
I
last
know,
10
but
years.
he always backed out at the last minute.
This
Correct.
time, this
He
time
always
you
backed
said
out
you called
until-
it.
Yeah,
Not only did he call it, but he called the region. He called the strategy, the
Pennsylvania.
the problem with the economic
Union
problem,
workers.
the
White,
trade,
blue collar.
trade problem.
By the way, when the Democrats had the blue collar vote sewn up, they were blue collar. Now that the Republicans are starting to get it, it's uneducated voters. You notice that? Now it's uneducated.
White non-college.
You know, but I want
White
to
man
tell
college.
It's
I'm going to
ridiculous,
tell
yeah.
you what hurt one of the issues that hurt Hillary is the college issue, because she was running around saying that they're going to have free college education, meaning taxpayers are going to pay for it.
Right.
You know, only 30% of the American people go to college. That's it, 30%.
Really?
That means they were
wish it
going to.
was
She
lower.
was advocating 70% of the people who could barely make ends meet now, paying for elitists to go to college. I mean, really, do you want how many blue collar
30%
workers
It's low.
do you
I
think
thought it
you're
was like
going to
40 or
get to
something.
vote for you saying
50.
I'm going to take money out of your pocket to send that kid to college while you got to cement bricks all day
I don't
long?
think that was the issue.
No, I said that did not.
That wasn't doing right.
It did not. No, actually, the economy was the issue.
It was the economy.
Yeah.
It was the economy. And when-
Obamacare with the
Obamacare.
the increases are all
At the worst time.
yeah,
for
but they're
Right.
all
Pennsylvania
tied
was
in.
the big one.
Yep.
They're all tied in. The economy, Obamacare, immigration. They were all tied into that one.
And now that
the
we've had
economy.
anti-Washington kind of change.
Yeah.
Huge.
And also,
Changed
you know,
election.
just
Changed
looking
election.
back, just think of this way. Look back at when Obama and Hillary ran the Democratic primaries. What was Obama? Is si se puede. Remember? Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right?
Socialist
This
thing.
time, and he was the agent of change. She ran as the insider,
continuation.
the same stability, the not really, and you don't even really know what.
Well,
her
it was
platform
interesting. He ran as the agent of change,
Well, wait.
and it was true. You
Wait.
had change in your pocket.
Wait.
And Hillary was running, saying, "I'm going to take that change."
Well, wait a minute, hold on. And now this election, what did Trump say? What was his slogan?
Make America
Drain the
great
swamp.
again.
And what was Hillary?
Drain the swamp. Stronger together. Another socialist
Once
thing.
again, it's not. I don't think she really ever clearly defined her campaign. Not just now.
Well,
but
that
even then.
was her problem. I
Yeah.
believe her
She
problem.
thought she could run out the clock the whole time.
Yeah.
More than that.
Yes.
But she never gave people a reason to vote
Never.
for
Bingo.
her.
Just like John
Donald
Kerry
Trump-
never gave a reason
Yes,
to vote for her.
Donald
Bingo.
Trump
That's
laid
exactly
out a
it.
whole agenda. They call it the Gettysburg Address.
Right.
But he laid out an agenda.
Right.
As much as it was, and the news says, well, he starts off by saying, I'm going to sue these women that went after me. But the regular people, that silent majority, heard the speech.
Right.
They heard the 10 points. Those people that have been ignored for decades, the people that Nixon called the silent
forgotten man,
majority.
basically.
I know Nixon called them the silent majority.
Right.
These people want to be left alone.
Right.
They really don't vote. That's why they couldn't be found in the polls. They don't vote.
Right.
But when you saw from the beginning, remember, from the first primary, the thousands of people that would go to a Trump rally.
Right.
And we said that's not going to translate into votes. But wait a second. A Trump rally was an all-day event. Getting there, parking, security,
Waiting.
going through all the stuff, waiting for him to come on, then leaving and going home was an all-day event.
Correct.
People were not going to do that and not go to the polls.
You had 30,000 people in, what was it, Michigan at 1 in the morning, right up before the election?
Yeah, but just because he heard that Hillary had gone there, so he wanted to finish.
No,
that
he
for
went
let's say.
first.
No.
It
he finished out.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the only way she could get anyone to come to her rallies was to have Jay-Z, who
Yep.
said the N-word,
Yeah.
or Lady Gaga, who did the fascist salute.
Yeah,
on
he
all this
needed the
stuff.
Hollywood or the elite.
She couldn't get any.
He
She
said
had
that
nothing
at one,
behind
he
her.
said
Nobody
that
was excited.
at one of his rallies because I put them all on YouTube on my blog.
Yeah, he said we don't need Jay-Z to
He
fill
says I don't
arenas."
need. He says look who she's got to get a crowd, and the crowd's not even as
Some-
big as
somebody
this.
out
All
there-
I
but,
got
but
is me.
ironically, that day he also had Ted Nugent come up on stage.
Fine, but
which is sort of pathetic.
Fine, but here's the deal. I had somebody ask me a question because I was complaining about how the polls were obviously ridiculous. The sampling, they were oversampling Democrats. They were saying the turnout for this election with blacks and Democrats was going to be higher than it was when Obama ran. Anybody with half a brain knew that wasn't true. So what were they thinking with these polls?
Yeah, but you're talking about Democrats, so they
Fine.
don't know they only have half a
Fine,
brain.
wait, fine.
And they weren't thinking.
But someone said to me, they said, Brian, Look at this. Look at who's showing up on the rallies. Look at social media, which he owns. He owns. She never had a tweet. Not one of her tweets was retweeted 1,000 times the whole time. His were 20,000 times.
She had.
No.
She set a tweet record actually with the retweet with the, turn off your account. Famous one line.
Here's the deal. So he owned social media more than Obama did.
Well, Obama owned the internet in 08.
Right. But
Trump went
did
the
that.
next step and took social media.
Trump dominated it. Trump dominated online, and he dominated at his
He
rallies.
had 25 million Facebook followers.
Right.
He had 11 million Twitter followers. He did not need the media.
So somebody said to me, "Look
To
at
get
all
to
that
the
stuff."
people.
And counter
Forget
to her.
it. Make believe you don't have the polls. Look at all this stuff. Other than the polls, what do you see that shows that she is winning?
Right.
What do you have? Right. You see her. She's fallen down. She's lackluster. There's people aren't. There's nothing behind it. It's all Trump all the time.
So in retrospect, would Bernie Sanders been a better candidate?
No.
No, I disagree. I also said that Sanders could have beat him. The only candidate that was on that stage of the initial four Democrats, the only one that Trump could beat was Hillary.
Right, because if you look at him, he had the crowds.
Because all of Trump...
He did in the primaries.
Yeah, but all of Trump's arguments...
And who's to say he wouldn't have had that going
all
forward
of Trump's
into
arguments
the general election?
Could be neutralized by any of the others because they didn't have the one baggage Hillary had. Remember what Romney's problem was? He couldn't go after Obama because of Romney Care. Hillary couldn't go after Trump on women because of Bill.
Right.
She tried.
Right.
But every time she did, there they came back with Bill.
backfired.
Also, Bernie wouldn't have had the NAFTA problems.
He wouldn't have had that.
Yeah, but
He wouldn't have
he's
had
not
the
a likable
line.
guy once you see him.
No, I know,
he
but
just gets up there and screams.
Yeah, but
And he's a socialist.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have had
I don't
the
know.
lying problems.
With the bright light on
Right.
him.
But you
Right.
know who would have
shown
won?
some ugly things.
You know who could have
His
kept
past.
Trump's clock, killed Trump's clock? Biden.
I disagree. Because it was a change election. And
No.
that's your argument why Sanders could have won. Because Sanders would have represented change. Biden, it was, whatever you want to say, personalities and this and that.
Yeah, and Biden is the architect of some of those trade agreements.
Yes,
that
it was a change
the
election,
election
and that's
in
another
Michigan
thing
and
people didn't
Wisconsin.
see enough of.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
No,
change,
but you
change,
wouldn't
change.
have had the suppressed Democrat
wouldn't-
vote
the
when
problem with the
Sanders
change-
or
the problem with the
Biden.
change
He probably
election
would have
thing-
won Pennsylvania.
The
We
problem
can
with
agree
the
on
change
that.
election thing is the same electorate that said to the exit pollsters, "Oh, this is a change election. I want to drain the swamp and upend everything."
Bernie's part
They
of it.
voted for John McCain to be reelected, who's been there since the Stone Age. They voted for Blunt, who's an insider who's been there for 30 years. They reelected all of these.
Well, fine,
US
but when
senators and
Obama was elected-
so McConnell, sworn enemy of Donald Trump, McConnell today held a press conference and said, "Well, people wanted change, but they didn't want to change the U.S. Senate because clearly they're happy."
But
with
when
the US Senate."
Obama, but hold on, the whole thing in
And I said,
08,
that's balls for McConnell to say they're happy
And
with the U.S. Senate.
I wish he would just go away forever. But
First of all, I'm going to tell you
when
what.
Obama was elected in 08, you still had Chuck Schumer getting reelected. I mean,
Right.
Obama was
Yeah.
changed. You still had old guys. You'll always
I'm
have
telling
that.
you right
It's
now.
so hard. It's like they say change,
I'm telling
but
you
then
right
they'll
now,
vote
first
to
of
keep everything
all,
the same.
At the top
Chuck
of the ticket
Schumer-
defines the race.
Chuck Schumer is not going to be Donald Trump's biggest enemy because they actually are friends.
It's going to be
They're
McConnell.
native New Yorkers.
They're actually friends.
It's going to be
Right.
McConnell.
It's going to be Mitch McConnell. And Trump and McConnell are going to go in that Oval Office behind closed doors. And they're going to have who's got the bigger penis contest. And McConnell's going to find out that Trump's got the bigger penis because he's got the
little tiny hands. Little tiny
the
hands.
Senate is in Republican control because of Trump's coattails. And he will remind McConnell of that. He says, I can go to your state in 2 years
I think
and
you're
take
right.
this away from you.
Here's what I think. I think the
And
Senate
they know
this
he
time,
can because he had coattails.
Even
the
Paul
Senate-
Ryan admitted his
But the
coattails.
Senate this time had a lot of Republican senators up. The Democrats don't really have a
Yeah, but
shot
look
in 2
at-
years to
yeah,
take
but
the
look
Senate
at the three-
because it's all Democrats.
Look at the 3 seats you picked up
But
in
look
the
at the
Senate.
senators. Look at the powerful
Yeah, but
senators.
look at the 3 senators you picked up. The 3 Republicans that turned their back on Trump.
Yeah, but look at
Lost.
the Republican senators that are still there.
Yeah.
You got
She's
a lot of
gone.
ambitious
Nevada
ones. Rand
and
Paul is still there.
One other one.
Marco Rubio is still there. Ted Cruz is still there.
But they didn't turn
all
their
of
back
these
on
guys
Trump.
Well, these guys all are
Whoa,
ambitious.
whoa.
No, they all start want to campaigning.
Ted Cruz didn't turn his back
No,
on
they
Trump.
all
Where
want
the
to
hell you
At the,
been?
no, at the last minute, he endorsed Trump.
They all
He
want
was
to
making
campaign
phone
for.
calls
Yeah, at the last minute.
Let me tell you.
because they thought he had a chance to win. They
Let me
got
give
back
you.
on
No, I'm
board.
going to give
But
you a
they're
hint.
not,
No,
they're not
I'm
going
gonna
to.
give
They're
you
not
a-
in this to make Trump look good.
No,
That's
I'm
his
gonna-
He needs to
policy
be on
is
the
gonna
Supreme
Senate.
Court.
Right, but I'm going to say I'm going to give you
House is
a
not gonna
quick
be a problem.
history lesson.
No.
In
No.
'64, when Barry Goldwater got the
mean, pizza, whatever.
nomination,
Put the camera
and
on
the
them, I'll eat
establishment
pizza.
Republican Party went nuts, the Rockefellers, the Romneys, the others, there were only 2 Republicans in '64 that crisscrossed the state.
Well, Reagan did.
2 Republicans that crisscrossed the state for Barry Goldwater in '64. Do you know the 2? He's got one, Reagan.
Ron Reagan.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, he did. I
The
just
next
read
two
that in his book. I
presidents-
should
the
have
next
gotten
2
that.
Republican
Just read
presidents,
Nixon's book.
because Republicans do not respect a backstabber. Rockefeller was never a national figure again after that.
He was always New York anyway.
But he
So is
was
Ted
never a
Cruz a
national
backstabber?
figure. No, because he went out and endorsed Trump, and he.
I
Ted
think
Cruz-
Trump
Even
needs to.
after what he did at the convention,
It doesn't matter.
He endorsed him at the very last minute.
No, but doesn't matter.
What he did
What
at
I'm
the
trying to
convention was
say is Ted
Yeah.
Cruz was a student of history.
What about Marco
He
Rubio?
knew he went out and did not backstab Trump in Florida. What I'm trying to tell you is they understood if they wanted a future, they had to take the Reagan-Nixon route. You may not like the guy on the top of the ticket. You may not agree with the guy on the top of the ticket.
You may not even think
but
he's gonna win.
the people put him on the top of the ticket, and they're the ones you're going to need in the next 4 years.
How
in the
relevant
next
is John
primary.
Kasich?
But the
tonight.
way they're looking, but the
What a
way
loser.
the way it is right now, this is not
Kasich
really a
lost big.
Reagan revolution here. It
Never
really
said
is.
it was. This
Oh,
is no. This is
yeah.
a Nixon revolution.
It's a Nixon revolution. This one.
In my column, and I said
That
before
didn't end well.
no, Nixon was a crook, but not nearly the crook that Obama and Hillary are. That's
true.
I mean, Nixon's turning over his grave. He only thought about doing what they did, and they got rid of him.
Right.
The only guy that ever the IRS ever went after was him.
Turnout.
He never went after other people. But anyway, what I'm saying is that before you could have Ronald Reagan in 1980,
You needed-
or even 76, you needed Richard Nixon in 68 to stop the madness. You needed a son of a bitch. And I said that was one of my key points
And
all along.
that was correct.
That
all
the
along.
people were looking for a son of a bitch.
Right.
They were not looking for somebody likable. Nixon could have never passed the likability test.
Yes, but
was-
he'd already lost it to a one first time.
He
in
was
Senate.
he was supposed to be toasting 62 when he lost the governorship of California.
Yeah,
Won't have
right.
Richard Nixon to kick around anymore.
Right.
But he paid his dues back, and he projected strength. And the only guy, like they said in Star Trek VI,
Oh,
the
God.
only guy,
What a
Jesus,
nerd. What a
come on.
nerd.
no, the only guy that could have gone to
What,
Russia.
do you hold your little Trump doll and you watch
No.
Star Trek?
Was it
No.
six Star
No.
Treks?
Who knows? I have no
No,
idea.
but the only guy that could have gone to Russia was Nixon.
China.
China.
And China, right.
Yeah.
But the only guy that
It's
could have.
All right, question.
China.
All right, now, let's get back to the numbers, though. In the
Can we
end,
say that
it
on
looks
television?
like Hillary is actually going to get a bigger popular vote, correct?
So,
No, wait,
That's
wait,
New York and
wait,
California.
Wait. But we were being told all along that this election was going to break records left and right.
So it turns out that this election, less people voted in this election than the last election. That Trump won and he beat Hillary, but he actually got millions of votes less than Romney did, and she got millions and millions of votes less than
Right.
Barack Obama
So-
did. So they think that she got rough numbers, about 60 million each they got, which represents
57 million.
57.
And change.
Yeah,
So 20
okay.
and 20 for each.
20%,
20%.
There's only
20%.
200,000 votes that separate them.
But that
Right.
means if he got 20% of the population, she got 20%, then 60% of America didn't vote at all.
Usually
Didn't
that's
show
the
up.
case. On
And
an
that's-
average.
it's very
On an
frustrating.
average.
No, we just said in the last election.
I said on an average, that's the case.
It's sad.
It is sad.
I think it's
So
good.
do you think a lot of people got, because
You
I
think it's
heard
good that
this,
people don't
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people who were fatigued
I know people have
with
no
this
idea what's
election.
going on. I don't want them voting.
They were so fatigued, they were like, the people were just like, we're not even going to
Oh,
bother.
they're telling you that's just to give you a reason. If they weren't going to vote, they weren't going to vote. Didn't matter what. The people that were going to vote were always going to
Yeah,
vote.
but I think to Darren's point, why is that only 40% of America comes out and votes and 60% stays home?
Because
Be-
look at Washington D.C. and look at the politicians in the media.
Because
it's
most people
sickening.
think-
It's sickening. Who wants to be a
most
part of
people
that?
think it doesn't
And that's why
matter.
Trump won.
So do we want to turn it around or not?
Yes.
So you're saying no, but I mean, do we want more people to vote, or
No,
you're saying that no, we don't want more people to vote?
I don't want more people to vote. No, because the people I talk to about issues and stuff, and they don't know really anything. Like and you see all the time, like after Obama won, and after so some reporter will go up to Obama supporters and say, "Oh, are you happy with Obama? That he thinks we should stay in Iraq." Yeah, I am. I think we need to stay in Iraq. Or are you happy that Obama's pro? And it just happens all over the place. Right. People, because they obsess about personalities, and that's the other thing. This whole thing about who was more that the media was so wrong on so many things, but they all said, Trump's offensive. Look what he says, and could you believe? Well, that's another thing I said on the show, that these days, in so many circles, what you say matters more than what you do. Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you, the people at Benghazi, for instance, would have rather had Donald Trump say something about grabbing someone's you-know-what to them than being dead, right? So I think the American people are tired. Are tired of this, of having these people get away and with these deeds that are bad over and over again. So some people just turn it off, and I don't want, and other people get riled up, and you get 30,000 people at 1 a.m. in Michigan to see Donald Trump. Right. And that's what happens. And I was watching MSNBC, and
you were the one.
Yeah. Today, and Chuck Todd is there saying, "Oh well, we got to figure out why we got this so wrong." And he's got two pundits. And what did they say? They said, well, no one really likes Trump. They just hated Hillary. And I said,
I agree with that.
I don't, because look at all the people. If you hate Hillary and it's a protest vote, you're not getting up at 1 a.m. and going to Michigan. You're not going to spend all day and be part of a crowd of 50,000 people.
50,000 is different from 60 million.
Wait, no, to see Donald Trump. So what I'm saying is,
a lot of people voted for him, but
I'm saying is,
the exit polls show that 70% either felt he was unqualified,
right,
or unfit.
Fine,
but they still voted for him,
right,
because they wanted to upend the table,
right,
change Washington.
But what I'm saying is, I'm saying Donald Trump did have Donald Trump's.
Neither one of them are super popular.
No, there was a segment of Donald Trump's voters that was hyped to vote for him, and that was a lot bigger. However small it might have been, that was a lot bigger than Hillary's segment that was hyped to vote for him.
Because they didn't come out for her.
No, she had so many things against her.
The people that Romney could not get out in 12. Trump made sure with that first big act he did.
He got less votes.
Listen to me.
He got less votes.
He picked Pence as his VP. He shored up his base before he went any other tangent.
No one voted in this election for Mike Pence.
No,
Who's Mike Pence?
No one voted for Mike Pence.
You don't understand, Dominic.
No one knows it is. It's not.
Dominic, he kept the conservatives from sitting home.
Listen. No.
He got 80% of the conservative vote.
Donald Trump has been in everybody's living room for the past 20 years.
Donald Trump got 80% of the conservative vote.
No
one knows who Mike Pence or
You're wrong.
They don't know.
You don't know. The conservatives know.
Well, at the end of the year.
The conservatives knew.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know when his time's up anyway. I don't know if
he
he
went
was
after
going to end this year anyway as a governor.
No.
Trump
had to prove to the Republican base that he wasn't a New York
Where was Mike
liberal.
Pence when he went to South Carolina with all the evangelicals? He wasn't even around.
We're talking a nationwide election.
I'm talking about during the primaries.
You're talking about the people that stayed home in the general election while Romney lost. Trump got them out by picking Pence.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Yeah, but you thought Hillary was going to win.
Well, that's not fair. A lot of people thought Hillary was going to win.
This is the part where Andy says to you guys, that's nice you think that, but I've been right the whole time, so why don't you quiet down a little bit?
That's right. Let's go with the information.
No one voted for Kane. Like, I don't like Hillary, but
I see these signs, Clinton Kane. I'm thinking like, oh man, I sprained my knee. You got any of that Clinton Kane I could rub on it?
But no one voted for Pence. No one's like, well, I don't like Trump.
No.
I like Pence.
It wasn't voting for Pence. You're misunderstanding.
Pence shored up with the churches.
Look, we agree that you picked Trump right, but they didn't vote for Mike Pence.
No, they're not voting for Pence. It was Trump reassuring the base by picking Pence.
He got fewer votes than frickin' Romney did.
Now, I heard Trump is not even going to get sworn in.
Not with conservatives.
Oh, I don't know what the breakdown is.
80%, I just
land his helicopter on the White House and just go right in?
Fewer Republicans than came out.
Right!
He's not going to get
that's not
sworn in.
good.
It is good. He won. He expanded.
This is a joke.
No, he didn't expand
Gotcha.
nothing because he didn't because the total vote count was less.
He
'Cause he's gonna take a pay
expanded
cut.
the base of
Yeah, I
the
know.
I mean,
party.
this is a serious pay cut.
He had
It
to
is.
win.
He says,
What's he gonna do with
he
all
says
these
he's not. He
companies?
says he's
And
not
he
going to
did.
I
take any
think
money.
he got
anyway.
more
He says he's gonna work for
Democrats
free.
than you
That's
think.
called expanding the
Yeah.
base.
That's not conservatives.
No, I said he expanded the base.
No, you said conservatives.
No, I said he expanded the base. Conservatives are one thing. He made sure they didn't
He
stay
widened
home.
it. He widened the
Right, he widened the base. But he made sure his base didn't stay home.
They were voting for the base. The
They would have
conservatives.
stayed home like they did with Romney.
No way, because of
You know
Mike
what?
Pence.
I think we might find out that while more of the base came out for Trump, not as much as it did because as you think it did. Because I thought Florida was going to be a 3 or 4 point win. I think it's 1 or something. The latest I've seen, and I thought some of these other states would be a lot redder than they turned out to be. And you know the fact
Because
is
Trump was still a New York liberal.
well, okay, and that's why some of the base still
if
stayed
you take
home.
the five closest states, which was exactly what you're saying, right? It's Florida.
New Hampshire?
Yeah, the 5 closest. Oh,
Michigan?
1.9% swing, and Hillary sweeps all 5 because they're all within less than 2%.
And that's why he's not winning the popular vote, because she rang up the votes, you know, in big popular states, big populous states. Of
course.
Correct.
You know, and he's ringing up the votes in Alaska.
Right.
You know, the percentages in Alaska. I should say.
Montana,
right.
Wyoming, North
70,
Dakota.
Trump got 70% in Wyoming. Well,
Yeah.
what does that mean? It's like a county in
Yeah,
California.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also that Hillary swimsuit calendar did a lot to get the Hillary voters out.
It didn't raise nearly as much money as we wanted it to.
Well,
We
I
thought that was going to.
I think her mistake was the June centerfold.
All right.
She should have been still wearing a bathing suit. See, when her thing sagged, that pulled the wrinkles out of her face, but it made her stomach look like the bottom
I think
of
the
your
biggest
elbow.
thing here is
How
Obama's
long-
legacy is gone.
Yes, that was also
Gone.
that was my next thing. What this was is also, I think it was a repudiation of the last Obama
Sure it
years,
was.
because
Yep.
they're going to get rid of 3 of his major
Yes, and probably
platform
pretty
things.
quickly.
Yeah,
I got a
pretty
question for you. I know because I know
How
how much
long
longer we
before-
got.
wait, here's a question.
How long before Obama pardons Hillary?
No. How long before?
That's
wait,
an
wait.
interesting
Do you
question.
think
2
they're
minutes
gonna go-
left.
You can pardon
How-
before.
Do you think they're going to go after her?
Pardon for what?
I think Obama's going to
Well, the
pardon
Clinton
her.
Foundation's under
No.
investigation.
Do you think
By the FBI.
Do you think,
I think he's going to pardon her. It's a moot
wait.
question.
Do you think Trump is going to go after her, or the House or Senate? is
Neither,
gonna go-
because Obama's going to pardon Hillary for the server.
But, there is,
But
but there's,
she's
you
not
can't
commi-
pardon.
Yes, you can. Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon. He wasn't convicted.
You can pardon before. You can.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's
the
bizarre.
case is closed.
It's bizarre.
No, it's not
Oh, for
closed.
the moment.
It could always be reopened.
All right, so then wait. Then let's
So
change
you
the
think
question.
that did the FBI actually determine the outcome of this election?
No.
The FBI should have recommended charges back in June, and that would have ended the election then.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, which was bad. But then what Comey did,
Just this
Comey's
last
actions
week.
were inexcusable.
Well, just this last
the
week.
last 2 weeks.
Right.
They were
Because
inexcusable.
then he brought up the thing with the wiener thing, and
Because
the,
then he
the
became
server and everything
whether
else.
he is or not, he became he looked like a politician running the FBI.
Yeah.
They said that he had hundreds of letters of resignation from agents who were so infuriated that they didn't recommend
June.
charges in June.
Right.
That there was just a mutiny on his hands, and that's why a lot of people say that he did come out and say,
How long before he resigns?
Well, probably as part of the transition, he probably just will offer his resignation
Yeah.
along with everybody.
if he doesn't, he's
That's
fired.
usually what
Trump's
happens, right?
fired him right away.
know,
How long
I
before
get-
Trump gets into an argument with
I
either
just-
the
the
House
thought
No,
just
he has a
Republicans
term.
or
You can't
Senate?
fire
thought
him.
just
You
hit
can.
me.
You can.
Thought
I thought
just
they have
hit
a
me,
10-year
Darren.
term.
They do, but you can fire him.
Darren, a thought just hit me. How unlucky Hillary was. She was done in by Bills.
Wiener.
She was
yes.
done by Humer's Wiener. And, she
And the
was,
thing is, she doesn't even like Wiener.
and she was also done by Libertarians Johnson. Everywhere she turned
Oh
around,
God.
she was getting done in by Wiener.
I
Well,
disagree
Anthony
with
Weiner's
that.
riding horses
that
with
was a
sex offenders
protest
someplace.
vote.
I saw that.
Neither
How
one of them-
unnatural did that look?
Those votes were not
Watch
going
out
to
for
go
those
to either
horses.
Hillary or to.
Where's
to
her son?
Trump.
Like, who's watching the baby?
Well, better than him, though. Better than
All
him.
right.
Are we
Listen,
done?
Yeah, we're done.
We ended on
For the
Wiener?
second time.
We can't end
Rich,
on
whatever
Wiener.
you do, the first take, that's what we want.
Yes, first one, even if it's a few
you
minutes
will
short.
never know what
We
was
can't
on that
end on Wiener.
first
We have
tape.
to be classier than this.
You will never know what was on that first tape.
Other stuff I wrote down here.
Yeah.
I told I told my dad this years ago, I mentioned to you, I don't know if you remember, I said that if states like Texas and all these other, like Virginia and Georgia, whatever, start going blue or tilting blue, that the states, the blue collar states in the north, that